Hi friends, I'm here again with another informative video. Thank you very much for your valuable support and feedback. I'm so happy to see that my videos are beneficial for several people. Anyhow, today we are going to look at another video which is for an emergency department physician. So, do you know what all information we have to include when we are referring a patient to an emergency department physician? First of all, as you know, it is an emergency situation, we need urgent consultation. So, if you need some urgent consultation and management, you have to inform the doctor immediately what is the current situation of the patient rather than informing them what is happened before. So, we have to write the urgent matter at the beginning. So let's see how we can do it. So before we proceed to look at the patient information, let's look into the writing task. So using the information in the case notes, write a letter to the emergency department physician for an urgent assessment and management. So it's already mentioned in the writing task. He needs an urgent assessment and management. So we have to include that one in the introduction. Address the letter to Emergency Department, Delmont Private Hospital, North Terrace, Adelaide, SA 5000. So we can start from the beginning. So what is our position? It's mentioned here. You are a community health nurse and doing home visits for Miss Raquel Jackson. Then patient details. Miss Raquel Jackson, age 62 years. Social background. Lives alone. Then what are the hobbies? Listening to music and reading books. Husband died due to colon cancer. Mother had Hashimoto's disease. A daughter who is 42 years lives locally. So from this information, do you think you have to include all this information for an emergency department physician? Actually, no need, because what we are referring for some urgent assessment and management. He doesn't want to know all this information which is happened before or the social history like that. So no need to include. Then next see the medical history. She has diabetes type 2 since 2008 and on metformin 200 mg and well controlled rheumatoid arthritis since 2004 on ibuprofen PRN. So the diabetes we can include because still is valid, and the rheumatoid arthritis no need because it's already well controlled and she's on treatment already. So no need to include. Then what happened? Then 16/9/2020 she underwent laparoscopic cholecystectomy. Then post-operatively mild wound infection she had and it was managed with antibiotic methotrexate 20 mg once for 3 days. Then 19th she was already discharged from the hospital and advised home visit by community health nurse due to her daughter is going for a trip for 5 weeks. That is the reason why they suggested for a home visit. Then during first home visit she appeared well, sitting on a couch talkative manner. She was doing quite well, no signs of infection from the wound. Then vitally she was stable. The hemoglobin, HbA1c and the blood sugar, everything was well controlled. Then second day also she appeared well. Then on 9/10, after a few days she developed heartburn which is lasting less than an hour in sternum area. Therefore she contacted GP. Then he diagnosed it as heartburn. Then what are the assessments? Then the HbA1c is 4.5 percentage. BP, temperature, everything was normal, but the blood sugar was little bit high, 12.5 millimole. But the GP was advised stop metformin and start cimetidine. Maybe he is thinking it is related to metformin. Then next day, after 2 days, that is today, that is the discharge, the exam date or our test date. So during home visit, she looks weak, tired, confused, and still on metformin. So as a nurse, we can understand maybe it's related to hypoglycemia because the patient is on oral hypoglycemic agent and the patient looks weak, tired, and confused. These are signs of hypoglycemia. Then on the assessment, the BP is little bit high, but it's okay. Then respiration was okay, HbA1c is 4, but the blood sugar is 3.1. That means patient is hypoglycemic. So the diagnosis is hypoglycemia due to drug interactions, maybe between the metformin and cimetidine, because the patient still on metformin. That's why maybe there was some interaction between these medications. That's why the nurse is referring this patient to the emergency department physician in order to perform urgent assessment and management. Let's see one example how we can write it. So first, as usual, we have to write the address. So what we have to write? The name is not given. So what we have to write? The physician. So don't forget to write the before this physician. If there is name, no need. Or otherwise we have to write the before the position. If it's a community health nurse, like that, the community health nurse. So here it is, the physician. Then where it is, emergency department. Then the address, Delmont Private Hospital, North Terrace. Or even we can just write Adelaide SA 5000. Then which is the date today? 11 October 2020. We can write in different ways. 11/10/2020, or we can write 11 October 2020 without any comma, or we can write before we were writing 11 October 2020. If you write in any model, you have to follow this one in the whole letter. That is the thing, but recently they are telling no need to put the comma. So that salutation is dear doctor, then you have to put comma. Then reference, who is the reference? Miss Raquel Jackson, age 62 years. Then what is the introduction? So we need an urgent assessment and management. So how we can write? I am writing to request urgent assessment and management for Miss Raquel Jackson. What is the purpose and what is the complaint she has? Who has hypoglycemia? Because it's written here due to drug interactions, maybe it's metformin and cimetidine, but it is not confirmed. They want to confirm that one. So we can write maybe possibly due to drug interaction between metformin and cimetidine. As it is, because it's a diagnosis by the nurse, we can write the nursing diagnosis, no? So it should be by the doctor to diagnose. So that's why we are writing possibly due to drug interaction between metformin and cimetidine. Then what information we have to provide? Because this is an urgent assessment, so we have to the current situation. What is the problem, the current problem of the patient, rather than informing what she underwent surgery, like that. If we inform later, it will delay the procedure, the diagnosis, and also it will cause the confusion for the doctor also. So first we have to mention what happened today. During my home visit today, Miss Jackson appeared to be weak, tired and confused, and it was found that she is still on metformin. On assessment, her blood glucose level and HbA1c are 3.1 millimole per liter and 4% respectively. Therefore, your expert evaluation would be beneficial for Miss Jackson. In the recent update, the official website, Miss Rebecca is telling, if you are writing, it would be greatly appreciated, highly appreciated. No need to write greatly or highly, because we are asking them to do something that is needed only. We are not asking them to do which they cannot provide. So she is telling, just write, it would be appreciated like that. So what else we have to mention next? So we can tell what she has, the procedures like that. So Miss Jackson has had type 2 diabetes mellitus since 2008. So he got some awareness she is diabetic. And recently she was discharged from the hospital after laparoscopic cholecystectomy. We can mention the date, on 16 September 2020. Since then, she has been under our facility for follow-up care. So he got idea that the community health nurse is follow up this patient since post-operative period. Then thereafter we can mention that on her subsequent visits, no need to mention day by day or during my first home visit, second home visit, no need to write like that. You can mention on her subsequent visits, she appeared well and managed to go around the house, because it's mentioned here. And however, 2 days ago, Miss Jackson complained of heartburn. So, for which she was consulted with the general practitioner, who advised her to stop metformin and to start cimetidine. So is it clear for you? We are just writing in simple way. No need to make it more complex. So it will be easy for the reader to understand, and you will get a required score in your exam. Then what are our recommendation? We provide all information to him. So considering the above, it would be appreciated if you could perform immediate, no need to repeat the request, because we already mentioned in the introduction we need urgent assessment and management, so we don't repeat it in the recommendation. So we can write in paraphrase this one. So if you could perform immediate evaluation and care for Miss Jackson. Then as it is a doctor, we can omit this care. We can just treatment, could perform immediate evaluation and treatment. We can write it for Miss Jackson. Then the concluding sentence, please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any queries regarding Miss Jackson. As there is no name mentioned in the address, we can use yours faithfully. Please remember that if the name is not mentioned, don't write yours sincerely, just use yours faithfully. Then our position is community health nurse, so you can write that one, and always leave a line in between, don't write it together. I think it's clear for you and easy to understand. Thank you for watching my channel, and if you didn't subscribe yet, please subscribe and support me. Thank you very much. Bye.